In this video, we are going to talk about how to convert inches into feet. Inches is the smallest imperial unit of length, and feet is also an imperial unit. Okay, so imperial units are the units that are used in the United States and in the United Kingdom. In order to convert from inches to feet, I have to have a relationship between inches and feet. If you look over to the right, I do have this relationship. I have that 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. Now, your teacher should have provided you with a conversion sheet that will have something like this on it. For your Apprenticeship and Workplace Mathematics 10 provincial exam, you will have a data sheet with the necessary conversions on them. So how do I convert inches into feet? Well, how many feet are there in 72 inches? Well, like most conversion problems, I'm going to start with what I have, which is 72 inches. And I'm going to use IN for short, for inches. And I'm going to multiply that by my conversion rate. I'm going to place the unit that I want on top, that is feet. I'm going to use FT for feet. And the unit that I don't want on the bottom, which is inches. There are 12 inches per foot. So what happens here? The inches cancel out with the inches. I have inches on top and I have inches on the bottom. When I'm multiplying a whole number by a fraction, it's top times top, so I wind up getting 72 feet on the top, and what's left on the bottom is simply the 12. Now, if you're good with your 12 times tables, you'll know here that the answer is 6 feet. If not, you can always pull out a calculator. 72 divided by 12 is equal to 6, which means that there are 6 feet in 72 inches. Let's have a look at another problem. How many feet are there in 64 inches? Well, I'm going to start off again with the unit that I have, which is 64 inches. And I'm going to multiply it by my rate, which is 1 foot for every 12 inches. And the same thing's going to happen. My inches are going to cancel out, and I'm going to be left with 64 feet in over 12. Now, if you're good with your 12 times tables, you know that 64 is not a multiple of 12. So if we use a calculator here, and we do 64 divided by 12, we get 5.3 that repeats. 5.3 that repeats. And this is okay as an answer, 5.3 that repeats feet. But sometimes that's not desirable. Sometimes what we want is we want to know, well, how many feet and then how many inches are left over. So we have an answer that's kind of like a mixed fraction, but not really. It's got feet and inches in it. So how do we go about figuring that out if I wanted feet and inches? Well, this 64 over 12, let's look at that. If I take 64 and I divide it by 12, how many times is 12 going to go in evenly into 64? The answer here is 5. It's going to go into 5 times 12 is 60, and I'm left with 4 remaining. This remainder here is the remaining number of inches. If you look at our original answer over here, we did have 5 feet and we had a fraction of a foot. What is that fraction? That fraction is it's a third, okay? And that's because 4 over 12 is a third. We have 4 inches left over. So if I wanted to have a mixed answer, I could say that I have 5 feet and 4 inches remaining. 5 feet, 4 inches. So 64 inches is the same thing as 5 feet, 4 inches, or 5.3 that repeats feet.